Hey everybody, Iceberg TV, VLOGMAS episode 9. I want to talk to you about throwing putters, and the reason I want to do that is I just did a video that you guys seem to really enjoy about using the pinch grip to throw your putters more confidently. And that video received a lot of positive feedback, so we're going to follow up and talk about the different kinds of throwing putters that you should have in your bag now that you're actually able to throw your putters with confidence. I never liked throwing putters until I got my grip proper, and now that I have that proper grip that works for me, I'm able to throw all kinds of really fun and interesting putter shapes. Disc golf becomes so much more fun when you have all the tools to shape every single shot. So now we're going to get into the understable side of the backhand putter throw. What I have here today is the Momentum Discs Slim. You can use any understable putter that you know is going to turn, and this slot is very tough to fill, and it takes a lot of experimentation and it takes a lot of getting to know the disc. So understable putters are very touchy, and you don't need to throw them very hard. You just need to have the right grip and smooth them out there on an angle that you are comfortable with, and just find the disc that's going to match that arm speed and your preferred angle of release. The Momentum Disc Slim is a disc that no matter how I throw it, it will always turn. I can throw half power, nose up, patent pending, it literally doesn't matter. This disc is always going to move from left to right. So I can always pull this out with confidence, knowing that I can throw a nice, easy, gentle turnover without any issues. So I'm gonna show you guys what that would look like. So simple, so easy. No matter how I throw that disc, once that nose gets down, it's just going to hold it. So that is the easiest way to throw your backhand turnover shot. Now the best looking putter shot, the most pleasing to the eye, that gets the oohs and ahs from your friends and from your competitors, is just that laser beam straight penetrating putter shot. Typically, a lot of people like to use molds commonly used as throwing putters for these kinds of shots. So we have a KC Pro AVR, and we have a Clash Discs Butter. We have a beaded option and a beadless option. These are largely going to fly pretty much the same. So all I'm going to do is change absolutely nothing. I'm going to do the exact same throw with the exact same grip. I'm just gonna try and push it out nice and flat and let the disc do the work. So you have to put the time in and get to know your discs. But the more you know your discs, the less you have to change with your throw. And when you have that confidence and you've put the practice in, you'll be able to throw these discs with ease. So we're gonna go with the beadless option, this soft butter, and then we'll go with the beaded option, that KC AVR. So we got a nice gentle fade out of it. Now if I throw it slightly harder, it's probably going to go just a little bit straighter. So I'm gonna do a very similar throw with this, and it'll probably go a little bit more straight because this disc is a lot more beat in and used than that butter. That butter still has its intended one fade, but this KC AVR definitely probably will not. And nothing is more pleasing than just being able to throw a laser beam straight shot on command. The last thing I'm gonna go over is going to be probably, honestly, this shot has the most utility, and it's just having an overstable putter that you can comfortably backhand and forehand. All of the discs that I've previously thrown cannot really handle the torque of a forehand throw. They're going to pretty much flip up and turn over almost immediately unless I'm throwing them extremely soft and on a lot of hyzer. So that's where the overstable slot comes in. I have two different molds here. Both are extremely overstable. I have the NSH Discs Mr. Putt, the Iceberg TV Frozen Watermelon Edition. And then I have the Prodigy Discs A2. These are two of my favorite overstable approach discs, and having that overstable approach disc that you know will always hyzer is going to increase your percentage getting from the fairway into the circle. Your percentage is going to be so much better, because if you can throw the hyzer, you probably should throw the hyzer. When you throw an overstable disc on hyzer at the basket, there are so few things that can go wrong. If I go with the more touchy shot, like the backhand turnover, or I go with the laser straight shot, I might make a mistake and overturn it, underturn it, and it fades. But if I just fully commit to the overstable approach, then I'm going to always know sort of where that disc is going to finish with the maximum absolute amount of confidence. So I have a forehand option and a backhand option that I'll show you here today. But ultimately, you want to just find something that's extremely overstable and torque resistant, won't turn over. Even if you make a mistake, you still want a disc that's overstable enough to fix that mistake. And this is going to help shave so many strokes off once you can master all three of these shots. But when you're in open space, like I am here today, the overstable play is usually the best play. And when it's windy, you can still do the same thing. Nothing ever changes when you have that overstable hyzer approach shot. So we'll go with the forehand and then the backhand. We'll go A2, then Mr. Putt. The A2 is very torque resistant. Even if I throw it on and hyzer, it's still going to just flex right out and always finish hyzering. So now we're gonna go with the Mr. Putt. This is the least glidey, most overstable throwing putter I've ever thrown. It's basically like a stego with a less... The stego tends to like hit the ground and just like zoom. This doesn't zoom, it just stops when it hits the ground. So this is like a usable version of the stego. So I'm gonna throw this nice and like very firm and hard and flat, and you guys can see how stable this guy is. This is one of my favorite approach discs for about a year and a half now. Mr. Putt NSH custom discs. And you could see that A2 had like a violent skip. So that's like that swooping overstability. But that Mr. Putt, when it hits the ground, it just stops. So that even reduces the room for error even more. As long as you land near the target, the disc will stay near the target. Now I have one more disc to show you guys just because I think it's cool. I've had this for a while now. I love the super old OG discs. This comes in and out of my bag just for funsies. But one last putter throw. Feels really uncomfortable in the hand. It kind of feels like a lid. It's a Discraft Elite APX. Just show off the pinch grip one last time and we'll wrap up the video. So having that command over your putters will instantly make you a better player. You'll find yourself throwing putters more off the tee, approaching the basket with much more confidence, and being an overall better player. Comment down below if this video helped you today. Comment your favorite throwing putter down below. You're watching Iceberg TV, Vlogmas, Day 9, in the books. Please subscribe and take care.